Hi there, and welcome to Tuesday Talk. I am super excited because this is the first time I'm getting to go live on the new channel. So I hope you're here with me, and if you do come on, please let me know that you're here. Send me some comments, and also let me know if you can hear me. So I'm going to try something different tonight. I am streaming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So again, just let me know when you come on. Just give me a hi, just so I know everything's working okay. So I've had this pot for forever. I bought it at like a florist shop, and I just thought it was the cutest thing because it just looks like it's been sitting outside forever and it's all, mossy and all that. And then, hey, Gretchen, how are you? Can you hear me okay? Um, I'm presuming you'll let me know if you can't. So I also have this thing that a friend gave me. It's super duper heavy. It's like real pipe. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thanks, Gretchen. And it's a faucet. And I thought it would be great to put outside, but my husband didn't want to use it. So I'm going to try something that I have no idea whether it'll turn out or not. But, if it's a disaster or if it's a fail, you've seen those before. We'll live through it, and we'll, I'm sure, have more occasions like that in the future. So I'm gonna put my gloves on because the first thing I'm gonna do, so my plan is I'm gonna try using UV resin, and I want to make it look like it's dripping down this. Only so far because it's gonna fit inside the pot. Just to make it look like water. I know this should technically be the thing that's attached to something, but this is the way I'm trying to figure it out in my mind. Now, I hope that this is going to work because I'm going to try using this Durham's Rock Hard water putty down in the bottom. I don't have a lot left. So on top of that, I'm probably going to use some of this. This is like kind of like that resin crete, but I've tried it in a mold and I didn't care for it because it broke. Maybe that's me. Maybe I wasn't mixing it properly. But anyway, I guess the first thing to do, I'm going to put some of this mixture down in here. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to my project screen. And I don't know why it's that way, but it is. Okay, so I have some cups here. Well, actually, I think for the water putty, I'm just going to use this container because if you can see down in there, there's not much left. And it says approximately 3-to-1. So I'm just going to put a little in here. Gretchen, is just you and me right now. Did you survive our trip? I'm going to put gloves on because, so I've been using, my UV light. So I ordered a nail kit. So I did my mani that way. So trying to keep it looking half decent. All right, get these gloves on here. I have an air conditioner right beside me and we turned it off just because I thought it would be super loud. And now it's super hot, but we'll be all right. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this up in here. Trying to be careful. You have a tripod and a speaker now that you're testing out. That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait to see some videos. Maybe first one you might want to do like thrift flips, or I don't know, maybe you want to do furniture first, but you know, all those things we talk about, staying in your niche. I guess that's if you had to learn from a couple people that had, you know, had their channels kind of go south a little bit for a while. Oh, thank you. If it gets really bad, I'll turn it on and then you can let me know if you can still hear. Okay, I'm trying to mix this up really, really good. It's like I said, I'm just not sure how this project's going to turn out. So we'll find out together here. So the bottom of this pot is kind of yucky, but oh, there is a hole. Okay. Well, I want to put something down on the bottom so that it doesn't leak out, obviously. Um, I have little plastic bags here. I'm just going to do that. I was going to run outside and get a couple rocks. That might have been a good idea, but then I ran out of time. Okay, hopefully that'll help. Okay, we're just going to pour this. Well, I better get another one. These are such little bags, but I think it'll help. Again, we'll find out. I do have some packing tape that might help. I'll put it on the outside if I have to. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, that didn't fill much, but we'll see how that goes, and then we'll continue to fill it up with the set-in stone. But I just wanted to get that started so I could work on the rest. I am going to take a little bit of this packing tape and put it on the bottom. Be loud for a second here. I just don't want it to leak. It's going to stick to my gloves, of course. Oh, and it's leaking. I told you you're here for the successes and the fails. And lately we've been having a lot more fails. But you know what? It's fun to try things, and it's the only way you find out, right? Okay. Well, I'm going to get another piece of tape, see if I can stop this. I do know something I can do here. I have another pot here that I was going to work on, but maybe I'll just throw it down in there, and then that maybe I'll keep it after I put this tape on, if I can get it unstuck from my gloves. Well, good news is, because of the heat, I think this stuff's going to set up pretty quickly. But we're going to have this other pot here. And this was just like a cover. It's not a heavy pot. It's just like the kind of plastic thing. Yeah, I know. That is cute. Learning together and perfection is intimidating. Yeah, we're definitely not going for perfection, but I think this will help us out. So that's just sitting down in there. And I'm going to try to wipe this off a little bit. But yeah, it is setting up pretty quickly, which is a good thing. So I'll try to wipe this up, and then I'll work on. So what I took was dowel rods, and just 3 skinny ones, because I had some bigger ones, a bigger one, but it was too big. And then I thought I could measure that and go get another one. But then I'm kind of, trying to use up things that I have. So I just stuffed 3 of them in there, and I did use some wood glue, and that's been sitting for a couple hours. So hopefully that is pretty strong in there. So this, I'm going to move this over so you can see it. I'm going to unplug it a second. Okay. So this is the UV light. And it is magnetic. So there's a top and a bottom, and there's also a little shelf that fits in here. I was thinking that I could put this in here because the benefit of this is you have the light on the bottom and on the top. So if you put a clear mold in here, it's going to cure it from the bottom as well as the top. So I'm going to try just doing one kind of side at a time, but I don't want to ruin the lamp. So I'm going to separate it because I can just set it on the table like that. So I'm going to give that a whirl and see how that goes. So I can get plugged in here. So I have this UV resin, which is the clear hard type. And my goal, I did make a little line. I set it down in there and then I made a little line. It's in white, so you can't see it, but so I basically just kind of wanted to make it look like it's dripping down to that, and then I want to cure it. So I want to get everything kind of in place so that I can just stick that in there. I might have to hold it, but okay. So here we go. I figure the way to make it look like it's dripping is to just let it run down, like literally drip. Okay, so I have that much, and I'm going to go ahead and cure this. This shouldn't take long to cure. So we're just going to hold the light over that. And I didn't really know what, I did put some buttercream paint underneath this. I put it on the thing. I didn't know whether just like the wood look, what it would look like underneath the clear resin. So I just went for a white color to make it hopefully disappear under there. Now, the way I'm looking at it right now, it looks very yellowy. You can't really see it, but I'm holding it up a second, but it looks kind of yellowy to me. So I'm just curing this part, and then we'll do another section and get that cured. This so far doesn't look too drippy. It's actually curing really smooth. So I might have to come back in and make some, what I think looks like drops or drips. So again, this whole thing was just something like, in my mind. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. My neighbor has a little thing out that's really cute that it looks like, so she has her plant, and then she has a shepherd's hook in the plant, and then she has a watering can in that, and then she has fairy lights coming out of the faucet thing of the watering can. So that's really cute. So I thought if this didn't work, I could actually steal that idea. But then I thought, well, can't have the same thing next door. The irony of no drips when you want them. Isn't that the truth? One thing I always have to remember, so they put the clear resin, the UV resin, in black containers like this. But I have to remember, like whenever I use it, like with a brush or something, to keep the brush out of the way of the light because it cures. I found that out with a nail polish bottle. So what is wrong with this brush? Okay, that looks drippy kind of, but it's also not cured because the curing kind of smooths it. So we'll see what we can make it look like. Hey, even if it looks like water, I plan on putting little greenery in there too. So we'll see. So the Flippin' Bunch is hosting Christmas in July, and that's going to be July 20th. And it is the same premise as the last time. 3 thrifted items, no more than $25, and it doesn't matter how much you spend to do the makeovers on them, but it's Christmas themed. So I took my grandkids thrift shopping today, and so I picked up mine. And sometimes being a senior citizen comes in handy because I got a whole box full of things that I can do other stuff with for 25. So my 3 was, and plus they got a few things. So it was a good deal. So this is curing nicely. UV activation is a wonder. Yeah, it really is. There's so much I want to do with the resin. UV so far, I think, is probably the most forgiving, the easiest, but I still have had a lot of, snafus with it as well. Jenna's going to be all over Christmas in July. I think so. I hope so. Yeah, she said she was going to be because she kind of missed the last one. So I asked her how the shop was coming along, and she said it's coming along pretty good. They got the floor done, except for I think today or yesterday she was whitewashing it. So I think that he said a couple weeks, or he said, or no, by the weekend. Hey, Dar, you have awoken. Yeah, look out, world. But I think maybe by this weekend that Jenna might be able to open. She said she doubts it, but Roger keeps assuring her that they'll make it. Dar, we're trying, experimental as usual here. I have this. I'll put the camera up and say hi. Let's see here. Okay, so I have this spigot thing. It's really heavy too. And I have, well, my pot is hiding in here. This is the pot. And this is going to go in here. And it's supposed to look like, I'm using UV resin on here. And it's supposed to look like water dripping down. I'm going to show you. So it's kind of starting to look like that. I hope so. Yeah, I hope she does a shop tour too. I did say, film that. Yeah, it's looking drippy. I like it. I think if I just keep adding to it like that, that'll work. Now, if my stuff cures, then that'll be great. So tomorrow night on Flippin' Bunch, we're going to have Corey from Desert DIY. Hey, Jenna Junk Princess. We were just talking about you. You must have heard. So how's it going? I was just telling everybody that Roger says you're going to be open by the weekend and you have your doubts. But your floor is almost done. Did you get it all whitewashed? Yeah, I'll have to start doing text reminders for Tuesday Talk too. Gretchen, when was your birthday? Well, that's good about the pension. Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes it is good to be older. When was your birthday? July 5th. Oh, okay. I'm going to put that on the calendar for next year. I hope it was a good one. Ooh, I've got some good drips coming over here, but they're going in the wrong direction. But I still think fireworks every year. I'm becoming less of a fireworks fan all the time. Our little dog just doesn't love it at all. So he's scared. And all right, going to try dripping some more. I'm going to touch this and see. So it's not sticky. So it is curing like that, like drippies. Okay. Now, if just the rest of my plan works, well, I'll be happy. Ooh, getting some dripping on the tablecloth, but that's what it's there for, the drop cloth. I have like plastic under here and the drop cloth. Aside from painting his face, I think he got the trim done today. Well, that's good. So did you get the floor done? And is he on board with all the plans, the things that we were talking about when I was down there, when Gretchen and I were down there? That's true, Gretchen. That's like uh the old Duncan Hines commercial where she bakes the cake and then on the way out of the kitchen she puts flour on her face so it looks like she was working hard. Okay, Jenna. Those customers. I have a feeling we lost Dar. Her internet connection, she has trouble sometimes, so you know, Narnia, we call it Darnia now. He wants to do anything that I want to do. It's just the time crunch. We made the grand reopening Saturday the 19th. Good. Give yourself that time. And if, oh, Dart's still here. Okay. And if we open before, then we'll just call it a soft opening. Yep, that's what to do. We lost somebody. We might have lost Gretchen there for a minute if you're here. And Jenna's here, so we might have lost her for a few minutes there. Hopefully she'll come back. Ah, this is the time consuming part. So I'm glad I did put some of that in there. Okay, so you are still here. Oh, is somebody now you're all watching on YouTube? I was wondering if somebody was watching on Facebook because that doesn't make sense. There's three of us here, but it's well, or counting me, it says there's two people watching. So, hmm, things that make you go, hmm. Yeah, YouTube forgot to count again for sure. They're good at that. Not complaining right now though, because Haven't gone backwards in any subscribers yet. So actually trying to help my grandson get his little YouTube channel started. It's a channel about drawing Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, you're familiar with that, Dar. They need AI. Yes. So here's a weird thing. Um, so Facebook now has monetized my personal page. They asked me if I wanted to do it, and I figured, hey, why not? Because I guess after so many friends, then people will become followers. Oh, okay, Jenna, you didn't see. Okay, so what I have here is this. I forgot to put the camera down there. So I have this faucet, which is super heavy. It's really iron. And I am putting UV resin on this dowel, which is actually 3 small dowels. Then it's going to go down into this pot, which I have in another pot because it was leaking at first. It's like a moss covered pot. It's still leaking. So I'm going to put it back in here, but it's going to sit in here, hopefully. Your son and husband played Dragon Ball Z when he was young until 5 in the morning. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's funny. I gave him an old phone. I'm going to put this project piece back down. Sorry, I forgot about that. Um, Here's what it's looking like if you can see that up close. Do you think it looks kind of water-ish? I think it kind of does. I don't know whether I should keep going with the drips or call it good. Let me take another close look here. I think I'm going to do a little bit more. Yeah, so I gave him an old phone so he could put U-cut on it and what's the other app? Oh, I use PixArt, so I was going to put that on for him, but you had to pay, and I'm not going to pay. So we put Canva on because that's free. Oh, geez, Gretchen. Your husband's new lackluster employee perhaps is a gamer, and that's why he can't make it to work until 10:30 or 11. Thanks. I try. I love being a grandma. We tried to make popsicles today, pudding pops, and apparently you have to freeze them a lot longer than we did because we left them all afternoon, but they didn't really freeze like I wanted them to. This looks so yellow under the light. So Jenna, what did your piece look like that you did for your customer? Was it exciting? Or was it, I mean, did they let you have fun with it? Or was it one of those pieces like I just did where I painted bar stools white, basically? Wow, I'll have to tell AJ about your son making 500 extra bucks a month with Dragon Ball Z. That's pretty cool. We'll have to get his channel name so he can check it out. Now, AJ's going to be 11 in August, so unless it's adult oriented, you'll have to let me know. Okay, I'm just gonna feel this and see. A little sticky, so I'm gonna keep curing it a little bit more. I'm glad I decided not to stick that on the bottom one, considering it dripped a little. So it seems like everything is dripping. Full strip and all natural stain with the interior black. Oh, that sounds really nice. Was it like a cabinet? I bet that was a lot of work, though. I hate stripping furniture. Unless it's going good, then it's, as they say, satisfying. But if it's not going well, then it's not so much. It's frustrating and the sanding never ends. All right. This feels pretty smooth. So forget which camera I'm on. So what do you guys think? Do you think that looks like water dripping down there? I'm only going this far because the rest of it's going to be covered up. Okay, so this might be, you never know, this might be one of those projects that ends up being a finish later, since this is still, oh, that's getting harder in there. So I'm still going to keep this pot in there just for the sake of safety. I think we're timing this just right because it's still soft enough that it's letting this go down in there. And I really wish I had a couple rocks. I might have to run out, or else I'll squish something in here to hold it up. Oh, good, that went down in there farther. Antique wood TV stand, cool. I might ask my husband for some assistance here. Hey, honey, did I ask you a super big favor? Would you grab a couple of those rocks off the picnic table? Thank you. Appreciate it. I bet it turned out nice. You'll have to, did you post a picture today? I'm just waiting for a couple rocks. I'm holding this up. My sweet husband's grabbing me a couple rocks. I'm sure he thinks I have rocks in my head. You're repairing a little 3-corner table and thought you'd get away with a restore finish. It's just going to hold a nebulizer for my mother-in-law, but yeah, sometimes that restore finish works and sometimes it doesn't. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, this will help. I'm going to stuff these down in here. That way I can let go of it. I think. Meanwhile, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to put this in here. Those are definitely going to be helpful, but I'm going to put this down in here just so I can let go of it and mix up some more stuff. I'll put the glue in here. Oh, fun times here. I'm just throwing anything I can down in here. Haven't been posting pieces. It's all been store stuff. Yeah, I understand. Sometimes your priorities are just in different places. Okay. Well, gonna need one of these cups. So I'll switch cameras in a second so you can see what the heck I'm doing in case you can't. You see I'm making a bouquet of junk in here. There's rocks. and all kinds of stuff in here just to hold this up. Maybe I'll try a jar of paint. That's the ticket. Okay, one more thing. I have another jar of paint I can use. Here's one. Okay, now I'm going to switch cameras so you can see. Okay, so I have this in another pot. I have this thing standing up, and I have rocks in there, and I have paint, glue. Okay, and stain. So that's gonna sit in here for a minute to hold that till I mix up some more stuff. Well, I hope so. I'm gonna try and keep it straight here. So Gretchen says, I found an asking spot video about it and tested for shellac or lacquer, but apparently it has a poly finish. Okay, I am not a restoration expert by any means. I'm a paint it pretty girl, so but I mean I have strip stuff, but I haven't used Restore Finish that much. I tried it on my dining room table and it definitely Gretchen says, I think I'll test a gel stain on raw wood. If I don't like it, I'll paint it. Might have to order some from one of you lovely ladies. Sounds good. Just let me know. Or anyone that sells paint, that is. Okay. So next I'm gonna try this stuff. Like I said, I want to use this up. This is a 3-to-1 mixture. So 1 part water, 3 parts powder. I should probably weigh it, but I'm just going to use this little scoop in here. So 1. Switch the camera again. Let's take this out of here. Two. Three. Okay, you know what? I know that it's gonna finish filling this thing up, and I'm gonna estimate that that's about the same. Probably shouldn't estimate, but I'm going to. And we'll put two of these of water. Okay. Now, I know the instructions on this always say to put the water first, but I have to be difficult. Yeah. I do go all in, and I do it live. So if this doesn't work, I do have some other stuff here. And it says it has a 60-minute cure time. So yeah, I've used this for, I'll show you. I used another mold, but I did pour some of these, and they do look really good. They came out nice with this set in stone. But other than that, I haven't been happy with it. So far, I've liked Resin Crete, I think, the best. but I just have to be real careful with mixes because it just, I don't know. They just don't always come out right. Well, I don't know. I overschedule myself as Jenna is what I do. But one thing is though, doing the lives, it makes me do this stuff. You do the projects that I have in mind. Oh, the molds? Yeah, they came out nice. I do like that stuff. Jenna, before I came down, I had wanted to make a pot. Using the mold. Here, I'll show you which mold. You saw this, that I did this, the candy jar. Well, I wanted to make some flower pots just using the bottom, but when I got it out of the mold, it broke. So I wasn't happy about it. Okay. I know this isn't nearly enough, so this is this is going to be quite the project. This might have to be one of those ones we revisit. Because the other thing I was going to do was the pot that it's sitting in. I was going to use air dry clay and put a mold on it and just do kind of similar to the flower pots that I did outside, just kind of like a different whites and browns on it. You have a table full of stuff prepped, and now I'm stuck on design. I think my problem is I have so much stuff I can't choose. Dara, the cost on this, well, the set in stone, I'd have to review. Honestly, I'll have to review. I'm actually going to be making a post about some of the stuff that I bought on Amazon for crafting because it is Amazon Prime Week. I also have this stuff too. I've never used. It's called Mix and Mold. And usually the Resin-Crete says it has like a 20 to 30 minute time. And I thought that Set in Stone said the same thing, but this one says it's an hour. But we may have to end up filling that one with it. I'm pretty sure it was like $19.99. I got some I think I got this one at Michael's and it was $19.99 and I had a coupon. But I probably will not get this again. Yeah, it says 20 to 30 minutes working time and demold once dry to the touch. But I think that depends on what kind of mold that you're working with. So anyway, it's a process. Learning all this different stuff with resin. So I'll bring my bouquet of junk over again and take some of it out and pour that in. And then I might have to put more junk back in. I know how to make a mess, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much. Should throw the spoon in like it's garbage. Help fill up. Am I crazy or what? I'm going to break the spoon off and just leave it in there as filler. So I can break it. There we go. Just start throwing all kinds of junk in here. Okay, I don't know if you can see this going in or not. That didn't fill very much at all, but of course I'm also having trouble holding this. And looks like you trying to do anything, huh? It's I might end up throwing the cup in there too. Hey, that's not a bad idea. because it will take up space and it is flexible, so I might be able to squeeze that in there. Okay, can you see the resin down in there? I'll move the cup for a second. See that resin in there? Okay, so that is what I'm gonna try to do. I have to remember though that I'm not working with this height, I'm working with the one that's down below in there. So I am gonna try to fold this up and squish it in there. I can't let it above the surface. Now that I have those rocks in there, that's okay. Maybe throwing garbage in here isn't a great idea. All right, we won't do that. Okay, wonder about paper towels. Because that stuff's gonna dry. And I know another thing I could do, but I can't let go long enough to do it. I have so many little pieces that I've cast. I'm gonna put the screen up here a second. I have so many little pieces that I have cast that, I could just throw in there as filler, like little stones. But you know what? I'm just gonna keep carrying on here. I'm just gonna mix up some more stuff. Now I'm just down to 2 paint jars and that. Oh boy. Okay. Set this over here. Mix up some more stuff. I'm gonna get into this mix and mold stuff. So let me put the screen back down. And this is okay. They say if you're doing a large thing, then it takes a cup of mix and mold to 6 tablespoons of water. So here's me going to guesstimate because I'm not gonna get a good measuring cup out. I should have a junk one, but bag in a bag. Oh, they have a little scoop in here. Okay, and this is now they're going by milliliters. Well, let's see. They don't say in milliliters. I have no idea how many of these would make a cup. So, what do you think, guys? How many of these do you think would make a cup? It doesn't even look like a quarter cup to me. Okay, I'm just going to put in here what I think looks like a cup. That probably looks like about a half a cup. Have I bored you guys? You guys have gone silent on me. You're like, what the heck is she doing? Okay, doing that. And then it says 6 tablespoons. So I have no idea how that compares to milliliters either. I really should measure, but maybe this is why I've had some fails, but I don't think that's a complete cup. I'm putting 2 of these in here. Oh yeah, 236.58 milliliters makes a cup. Yeah. I'm not buying it, Jenna. I had another spoon here. Did y'all see what I did with that spoon? There it is. Well, it has stuff on it, but oh boy. I'm glad you're not bored. Hubby's making nachos and I had to go snack on ingredients. That sounds good. This seems really liquidy and loose. Well, then again, there's another bunch of, I feel, powdery stuff down there. The power of Google said that for real. 236.5 milliliters. Is that what I said? Milliliters? Huh. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense because this is about 30. So, so I don't think I had anywhere near a cup, but, and I don't know whether it makes a difference between, like, you know how in non-metric, like when we're measuring like for baking, the liquid's different than the solids. Sorry, this part's boring. So anyway, tomorrow night, I'll give another ad for our Flippin' Bunch. We have Corey from Desert DIY on as a guest. So be sure to join us. We would love it. There's a big hunk there. I got to get in there. Okay, now it's starting to be mixed up more. I still feel like it's a little bit loose. Okay, I'm going to pour it in, see what happens. It's the first time I mixed up the resin crete. It felt like this loose, and I did have good results the first time. Now I made, I poured it in a big cutting board mold, and I think that was, you know, too much because it ended up getting kind of, well, they cracked. So that's what it ended up being. Okay. So I'm gonna bring this back over here again. Take my paint jars out. Okay, here we go again. So obviously I'm going to need more stuff. This stuff smells funky too. This has a very weird smell. You know, I could have used Quikrete, like concrete. Okay. Gonna put these back in again, make one more batch, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, set that aside. Trying to keep it straight in there, and it's not hitting the stuff yet. So, I mean, don't worry about the jars getting, because there's those rocks in there. I'm gonna put the camera up while we mix, because, you know, like I've said before, it seems like we're not connecting if I'm not looking. All right, so here we go again. Now I've put water in this, so it's probably not a good idea to put in there, but it seems dry. We're just going for it. Because I know, like the Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty, I have mixed that before, just kind of randomly. Okay. That looks like more like 3/4 of a cup. Oh, here I am putting this in here. So what I might try to do, oh boy, I'm going to take some of my drinking water here. And take a drink. As long as I don't confuse my containers. All right. I did that with my elbow. Showed your comment there, Jenna. Usually when I'm, working live here, I don't have time to put comments up, but when we're chatting on Flippin' Bunch, we can do that. So I'm so excited that we're, able to go live on that channel as well as Tuesday Talk. Oh, thanks, Gretchen. That is Pioneer Woman. I love that little picture. Last Christmas, I was shopping and I ran across this bowl, I guess 2 years ago now, but a really pretty bowl. It was like a mixing bowl like that. And it had utensils in it and stuff. And I was going to get it as a gift, but I loved it so much, I ended up keeping it myself. So I do love stuff like that. My mom, it's like a dinnerware thing, like dinnerware, shoes, clothes. I totally am like my mom in those respects. So I told you I took my grandkids thrift shopping today. And so we went to St. Vincent de Paul, and I had donated some stuff, held on to it for a really long time. That was my mother's. So my mom had painted ceramics, and she painted these dolls. There was like Pinky and Blue Boy, I almost said Bluebell, and another doll, like I saw them in the thrift shop today, so I took pictures of them. It was pretty cool, and they had them in the glass case, so they were honoring them. So I think that's pretty cool. You hate those kind of purchases, the kind like, darn, now I need to get another gift for someone. I really didn't have anybody in mind when I bought it. It was just like, I like this, and somebody will like it, and that someone ended up being me. Oh, I should probably have a mask on when I work with this. I feel like it's in my throat. I make my grandkids wear it. And I wear it when they're with me when we're working on resin. Okay, I'm going to bring my pile of junk over here again. Get my stuff out of it. I'll put the camera down. I think it is setting up. I do. Yeah. Because I don't know whether you can see that. Let me move it over. I know. It really, it was. It meant something to see them. Can you see down in there, like I moved this? Can you see where that hole was? It is setting up. I think it's setting up quickly just because of the heat. I think this is going to be the last one I pour in, because I also have, I think those rocks aren't going to matter too much. Maybe I need one more. I need it to be heavy to hold this up. But what I have here is I have Yes, Jenna, I did the same thing. I have these. So whoops, it's caught in my cord. Eh, Oh my. Okay. So anyway, I want to put these in there. So I think that'll probably cover that up. This is standing up pretty well, but it's going to need to dry a little bit more. So I'm going to put my paint jars back in here. This actually ended up being a decent setup, this whole thing. And I think I'm down to just needing 2 paint jars. So that's cool. I hope. I'm gonna move it over here. It's definitely getting heavier. So while that is doing that, let's come back and I'm gonna cut some of these apart and stuff them down in there and let them dry with it. So I just have these little clippers. Hopefully this will work. I'm about ready to get rid of these gloves because I'm not loving them. And it's 8:01, so we're almost done here. Hopefully that'll work. Okay, good. Something worked. I think this is going to turn out kind of cute. I mean, it was definitely something I've had this like in my cellar way on the shelf for years. I've had this pot for forever. Jenna, you have her whole original collection. You mean your mom's? Almost done here, guys. I'm so glad you're with me. I think I'm cutting the tips of my gloves off. I hope this I hope this works. I wasn't sure on the timing as far as whether I should do the the resin first, the UV resin, or put some in the pot first. So I just heard a firework and my dog did too. Okay, crazy boy. Okay. So I don't want to rush things here, but I'm gonna put the screen this way here and bring this back over. It's definitely still wet in there, but I'm gonna put it down a little bit. You can see Grizz, guest appearance by Grizz. He is not liking that. It's okay. It's okay. Well, I think what I'm gonna do, Grizz, it's okay. He's afraid. Oh my. If I can get this full enough, maybe I can take the paint jars out. Buddy, trying to craft here. I know, it's okay. Oh, and there's another one. 4th of July is over, people. Okay, I'm gonna, oh, his claws, some of these are really short, so I'm trying to keep, Grizz, stop it, you're fine. Oh my gosh, I'm like kind of sunburnt, so that doesn't feel good. Lives must be so hard. You would have to do the cooking shows where you would open the oven and poof, and there's a fully baked item. Poor Grizz. Yeah, I know. He is a cutie. We're just figuring out his age. He is 11 years old. So that means he's like 77. Okay. Almost done. Almost done, Grizz. Okay, so I don't know. It's kind of sparse in there, but that's okay because I still want to see the water. It's standing up pretty good in there. Okay, so tomorrow I'll take it out of this pot. I'm afraid to, oh, he acts like a puppy. It's 8:06 now on mine, but maybe when I said it, I don't know. So I have these, oh, that's on a rock. Okay. Okay. So I like the way it looks. I'm going to lift it up a minute. I like the way it looks. I think it's cute. And if you could see it close, which I will definitely take pictures, you would see that does sort of look like water going in there. But I want to wait until it's good and hardened before I take it out of the other pot. So, hey, if it ends up being this way that we have to leave it in this pot, then I'll do something to this pot. But I'll lift it one more time. That's that. But the other one, I don't know whether everybody saw it at the beginning, but it looks like a mossy old, terracotta pot. So, I really appreciate you joining me, you guys, and I hope to see you tomorrow night on Flippin' Bunch. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. And I'm so glad to be on Tuesday Talk now. So I'll for sure post this so you can see what it looks like. Thank you, Gretchen. It looks good, and you want to see it in the original pot. Yeah, me too. I think that was the vision to begin with. And if I have to, I can always throw some more greenery in there to fill it out a little bit if it isn't quite full. All right, you guys, love you and thank you so much. You have a wonderful night. Bye.